you talking about? You know?
You should make up his comments now. The Mexican thing. I didn't really understand it.
Yeah, like, well, I'm a flat-footed Mexican fighter. Look, if you're calling me a Mexican fighter, I find that as a compliment, you know? What are you talking about, you know?
You should make up his comments now. The Mexican thing. I didn't really understand it.
Yeah, like, well, I'm a flat-footed Mexican fighter. Look, if you're calling me a Mexican fighter, I find that as a compliment, you know?
If a girl says you have nice hands, it's probably because she wants you to choke her. If a girl...
Oh, excuse me. It was my keys. Yes. Oh, excuse me. It was my keys. Yes. Oh, excuse me.
That's like a Raptor 700, bro. Is it fast?
A Raptor 700? Dude, that's sissy stuff. This is a Polaris.
Yo, what up, man? Show, salute, salute, Crowns. What's up, bro? What's up, Quentin, a real one. See you always keeping it a buck, 1,000. Slow week, man. Nothing really happened. Just trash fight. Last night, I wasn't even gonna go live. I'm trying out this vertical stream. Let me know if you guys like it. Okay, I guess you can see the ticker and you can see the comments. Yeah, man, last night was really a big UFC event. I didn't watch it. Did you guys watch the UFC event? But yeah, man, hit that like, comment, subscribe. Just really hasn't been much to go on right now. You know what I'm saying? It's been kind of slow. It's the vertical stream, homie. Click the link, hop on. Salute Never Sobers. I'm just trying it because it's gonna be kind of a shorter stream. Nah, man, I was distracted doing other things, and I was watching the baby Anderson fight. I don't know, man. I just was like, I don't know, just kind of. There hasn't really been nothing going on with boxing. Yeah. It's the vertical. I don't know if you guys like it because it's hard to follow the chat. If you guys let me know. I kind of, I see people don't like it. I just wanted to try it. Wanted to try something different. But yeah, man, hop on. Yeah, it was so awful, dude. It was just disgusting. I felt ripped off. I put in the chat, in the Discord, salute BDA, salute Sobers, fuck with Sobers. See, Sobers, put the link to your new channel, man, so people could follow you. Sober's trying to keep it real, giving people the fights. That's hella entertaining. He puts on the fights for the fam. So fuck with homie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Man. I honestly, I just wanted to come on. Dude, that shit I felt ripped off. Nover Sobi, is that the link? Is that the link that people could join? Is that going to be your new destination? So you're not going to have the other channel anymore? Anyway, let him know, man. Drop the link. Go to Never Sobi after hours, hit his Discord. He keeps it popping. Yeah, man. This is what keeps keeps boxing going, man, is us, Sobers, Pounds. Yeah, man, that I was very disappointed. That guy, I think it was worse than De Los Santos and Shakir, right? Like that guy threw 60 punches. It was obvious he came to lay down. On the undercard was Abazaba Mason. Who else was on there? Torres was interviewed and he sounded like a goofball per usual. UFC was good. Yeah, man, you know what it is with the UFC? Like I like it, but this is just me. It's hard to get excited because I really don't know much about it. Like boxing, I feel like I know the fighters, I know the up and comers, so I want to see the guys fighting. Yeah, it's hard, just for me, it's something, I'll catch it if I can. The last time I was big on it was Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor. Like I ain't gonna lie, I really hated the UFC. I was like, fuck the UFC. It's all a bunch of guys wrestling in underwear. And I thought it was super gay. But then when I fucked with Conor McGregor, I was like, damn, that white boy can fight. You know what I'm saying? And Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor made me a fan, so I start following him. But I'm still kind of like casual about it. Like I seen what's that guy Cormier in the movie theater? I forgot who he fought. I think he fought John Bones. John Bones in the movie theater. I watched it. It was kind of boring, but yeah, man. I'll catch it if I can. It's just these guys know more about it than me, and so I kind of you know what, Pereira is a killer, man. I seen Insobi, Never Sobi's stream. Well, I'm not gonna say too much, but I seen the fights with the Sobis, you know, and Pereira and Israel Adesanya, and where he knocked them out, and then Irizonde ended up getting his revenge. But see, I really don't know much about these guys, you know. You got Haney hugging and Hitchison's hugging. Yeah, man. Well, I did the whole Gustavo Lemos was robbed. UFC were knocking out jaws last night. You know what? I ain't gonna front, man. What also made me a fan of UFC is Amanda Nunes. Well, okay. I remember Holly Holm getting her ass knocked out by who was it? Holly Holmes knocked out Ronda Rousey. You know, actually, I really started following the UFC because they were talking about Holly Holm. That's weird, right? I started fucking with it because they were like, she could beat Mayweather. So I'm like, oh, let me check it out, you know? And then I start watching it. It was a lot of wrestling for me. It wasn't entertaining. Then comes along Conor McGregor, and that's what really made me a fan. And then obviously he fought Fraud Mayweather and was exposed. So, and that kind of started all these crossover fights. So, you know, I fuck with the UFC, but again, like, I don't get as hyped for it with boxing matches because I know more about boxing. You know what I'm saying? The weight bully in UFC is crazy. Alex Pereira used to be a 185 pounder and would rehydrate to 225. Yeah, again, see, man, even the weight divisions are off. Like, welterweight is like 165, so I don't even know much about the weight divisions and, you know, how many champions they got. Like, I don't even know how many weight divisions they have or how they do the rankings. I literally know nothing about it. I just know kind of Israel Asande, John Jones. I remember it was Anderson Silva was a beast. OJ back from the grave. How you doing? I'm good, man. You know, just wanted to talk a little about boxing. Not much going on. Been kind of dead. You know, kind of been you know, just doing other things. But, you know, I wanted to come talk to you guys, see what you guys want to talk about, what you're excited about. I was just going to recap. It wasn't even worth doing a thumbnail. It wasn't even worth making a post. Paulo Costa walks around 225, 230 and fights at 185 in the UFC. Oh, you know what, man? You know who I'm a fan of is Sugar Shay O'Malley. You know, I fuck with him because he's a striker. You know, he throws chingazos, you know what I'm saying? He throws his hands. He's not trying to... Well, I think he did have a boring fight. The last fight was kind of ho-hum, but he did beat that guy's ass. But, you know, he does a lot of boxing things, and people are, like, on his nuts. But it's like, dude, he does basic boxing things. Big, yeah, man, what a shit. Oh, and Sean Strickland, man. Sean Strickland beat Israel. Max Holloway's the GOAT. Yeah, he's an OG, though, right? That's like... Max Holloway's been fighting since like early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like a little skinny dude. He could fight his ass off. You know. I guess I seen he got a brutal knockout last night. I mean, and that's the thing. These guys, you know, one thing they say about the UFC is that they put on stat cards that the best literally fight the best, and that's what's upsetting about boxing is that they put a show on TV last night, Big Baby Anderson, and he stinks the joint out. You know. It was highly disappointing. And it's hard to defend boxing. And these guys are having fun. They're watching UFC and they're having fun. And here I am being a scrub watching this trash fight, you know? JA05. It's crazy when Devin Haney wouldn't be considered a massive weight bully in the UFC. Is that how it is? I have no idea how their weight system works. If they're allowed to rehydrate, if there's rehydration clause. Holloway did my boy bad last night. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't watch it, man. That was Never Sobers. He has fight parties and they have a great time over there. Last night, I was watching Baby Anderson like a dumbass. And just a couple things about Baby Anderson, man. You know, he has a real shitty attitude, right? He comes across as like super thug. He's trying to be a typical crib, you know. Oh yeah, I'm a badass and I got bling bling. I got walking with my pit bulls, and you know, for certain people, I guess that's great. it's for the hip hop culture or whatever. And I don't want to sound like like a buster, like get off my lawn type of dude. But you know what? I don't know. In the sport of boxing, it doesn't really have a place because you know what? In boxing, you really don't need to talk shit because you talk shit with your hands. If you look at the great fighters right now, uh, SSC salute. You look at the greats, Inui, Canelo, they don't talk shit. Most of the top fighters, Lomachenko, they don't talk shit. The only ones you see talking shit are like Shakira's and Hankies, and then now you got Garcia. But to me, Garcia don't talk shit like I'm a badass, I'm a thug, I'm down with it, I'm down with gang. He just more of a goofball. I guess he's on this conspiracy shit. OJ, well, it's normal in UFC. To be fair, boxing has so many more weight classes, but cutting 40 pounds is still crazy. Look, Edward Morris, you just come in to hate, and that's fine, but you're just a hater. I mean, I wasn't even talking about Canelo Alvarez. His fight is not for 2 weeks, So, I mean, if you want to live for Canelo, then, by all means live for Canelo. But we're really just talking about the chump, big baby Anderson. But like, comment, subscribe, hit the link, guys. Hit the link one time for your boy. If you guys want to talk, the only real thing to talk about is Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. And to be honest, last year I bought Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. So put a 1 if you bought the fight. I liked the fight. I thought it was an entertaining fight. Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, to me, was a good fight. I don't even remember who fought on the undercard. I mean, it was a mega fight. They said it did 1 million. Other people said it did 100,000, but it was still a mega event. And I don't know what you guys saw. I seen Ryan Garcia put some hands on Tank Davis. He had him buzzed in the second round, and then Ryan got reckless and then got dropped. Big Baby lacks power. I think he lacks a lot more. I think he lacks coach, what's your best champ? He's not a real coach. Anyway, baby. Okay, so back to Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney are fighting. Are you guys excited about it? Should I do shows on it? Because I'm not sure, man. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't have the same feelings, to sound feminine. I don't have the same feelings that I had last year. I was really excited for Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis. I think that was April 15th of last year. So it was about a year out, or was it in March? Somebody remind me. I bought that pay-per-view too. I will not buy it this Saturday. Yeah, you know what, Pounds? I think we're on the same boat. The reason I bought it because I knew someone was getting knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Charles Martin was cracking Jared. Yeah, he did. But yeah, Pounds, you know what? I knew Tank Davis was the real deal. Like, I still don't think he's proven himself, but as far as Ryan Garcia goes, I knew Ryan had speed and power. I think the weight did affect him, the weight drain. I'll watch it too, but I'm not excited about it. Yeah. It has kind of like a weird feel to it. A lot of people are not excited because we know Devin Haney could stink the joint out. Ryan, he's not getting people excited because people don't think he's serious. Yeah, man, everybody's feeling the same way. Not as excited as I would have been if Ryan wasn't crashing out on social media every day and spending hours on Twitter. You know what? But it's to help to promote the fight. But as far as boxing goes, yeah, it's like, but we're hardcores, so we kind of have to think in terms of there's hardcore boxing fans, because anybody is on my channel, you're definitely a hardcore boxing fan, because otherwise you wouldn't be listening to me, because that means boxing is a niche sport. As we've seen, mostly everybody was talking about the UFC, So Haney Garcia should have been on the West Coast. Yeah, but you know what? They believe they were saying Bill Haney, his dad wanted it in New York because they're trying to compete with Tank Davis. I believe Tank Davis sold out the Barclays Center when he fought. I don't know if it was against Rolly Romero, but Tank Davis did really well over there. NYC hasn't been popping like that in boxing. Yeah, usually it takes somebody from NYC, that because there's a lot of Puerto Ricans. So NYC, when there's a big Puerto Rican star, Trinidad, Miguel Cotto, maybe Xander Zayas, even Berlanga was popping for a little bit. They can fill out those arenas. Even Teofimo, he does I think they even put him on a Boricua day, But the Boricuas, they turn out, man. They turn out for Tito Trinidad. They sell out arenas. So you kind of have to have that aura. And Ryan Garcia is a West Coast Mexican kid. He's not a Boricua, you know. Even if they think it's Garcia, you know, they're not going to turn out for him. Tio versus Cambo was in Hulu, yeah, and I guess it didn't even do well there. Jab, yeah, thank you, Sobers. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. You know, drop the kid a super chat. Just kidding. I don't even have that available. You know what I'm saying? Damn, man, I'm trying to. Okay, so how do you guys prefer the vertical? Can you guys really see the chat? Is it not as entertaining and engaging? The vertical stream. Tyree Howard, Haney about to beat Ryan to a pulp. You know what, man? Maybe. I mean, it's possible. Look, man, I already said I think Ryan can give Haney some problems because he's a big, young, strong kid. He's not going to be weight drained, but it's really about the way he's stabbed. Wow, that's funny. Big conference tomorrow for the Saudi card announcement. What Saudi card? Wilder Zhang? Oh yeah, that's going to be a good one, man. But I mean, is anybody excited for Wilder? You know, Zhang coming off a loss, Wilder, but I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be. Is that gonna? I thought that was on the Dimitri Bivol undercard, or is it a whole another card? Is it its own separate entity? But yeah, man, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney. I hate the vertical, but I noticed it gets some streams, more traction. Yeah, you know, I don't care about that though, man. You know, I just wanted to try it out, and it doesn't seem. Salute HLD in the building. Salute. And it doesn't seem you know, engaging. The biggest thing for me is just engagement. I want to be able to talk to people, and I want them to be you know, engaged in the conversation. The vertical, it just seems kind of like a quick scheme to get more views, but those views are meaningless if you're not getting engagement. Oh, the Bivol better be a press conference tomorrow. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought, and I guess it's going to be on ESPN Plus. You know, they were talking about you know, May is going to be popping, man. May got Munguia, Canelo, you got Inui, Neary, you got Usyk and Fury. So boxing is going to be pretty popping the next 2 months. It's just really slow. It's been slow kind of this year. Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney is the big fight this time around. But a lot of people are not really fucking with it like that. It reminds me of Periscope. You remember that? Yeah, I didn't really go on Periscope, you know, but I know what you mean. But this is horrible format. Yeah, I know, HOD. My bad. This is probably your first time. I usually don't do it, but I won't do it again. I just really wanted to try it, and it's a slow week. You know, it was just a big baby fight last night. So I'm like, you know what, let me just talk about that a little bit. Impala CCD, salute. Yeah, brother. So, where was I? So Baby Anderson stuck the joint out. I'm highly disappointed that I even watched that fight. I felt ripped off, and it was free. That's the crazy thing. It was free, and I felt ripped off. I mean, think about that, you know? So, did anybody watch the Big Baby Anderson fight last night, or was it just me? Am I the only one who watched it? I think some other people, I seen one or two people, but it was awful. It stunk. In the undercard, you know, there was a kid, I think an African-American kid, an American, Walker, got beat by a Mexican Guerrero. He got stomped out, and it was pretty sad, man. You know, he didn't seem like a kind of a loudmouth crip. He seemed like a decent kid, and he got stomped out, man. He was like 12-0. They had announced he had just got signed, and yeah, man, it was all bad for homie, you know, and it wasn't a good look for dude, man, not at all. If he'll be back, but did you guys see that fight? I mostly stayed with UFC. Okay. Yeah, the UFC shit, man. The UFC, see, that's the topic everybody want to talk about, and that's why I was like thinking about doing a live, not thinking about it, because I'm like, man, people are more interested in the UFC. I mean, if anybody wants to come on, you want to talk about it. I didn't watch it, but you know, you guys could talk about it. I'm a boxing fan first, but last night I watched the UFC. There it is, man. I mean, maybe this. I was watching the co-main and switched back to the UFC. I was watching Sober's 300 stream. Okay, so there it is, man. Nobody even watched Big Baby. And that says a lot, man. He's supposed to be the next American heavyweight. and nobody cared. Yeah, man, I dropped it in the chat. You know what? I'm kind of ignorant on this vertical stream, so I don't know how to pin it. But the link is there. You have to like manually put it in. Sorry to do that. Do that to you, brother. But it will work if you type it in. Then it'll work. You shanked it. Oh, come on, guys. The guy just, yeah, RIP, man. RIP to an American legend, infamous Orenthal. What is it? What's his full name? Orenthal something something. Left the earth, and he's I don't know where you think he's at, but yeah, I dropped the link in the chat. So all you have to do is type it in if you want to talk some boxing. The only thing to be talked about really is the next upcoming fight, Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney. Who's excited about it? Seems like people are not. Boxing fans were kind of haters. I noticed that, man. Boxing fans are haters. We are, man. I'm a hater. You know what I'm saying? I get accused of being a hater, and sometimes I feel like, damn, man. Like last night, the Big Baby fight. I said, damn, this is why I hate fucking boxing sometimes. It kind of made me depressed. I'm like, damn, why am I gonna do it live? Why am I gonna talk about this shit? I'm disappointed that I have to come on and talk about this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it was a stinker. This guy's supposed to be the next American heavyweight. He's supposed to be the next dude. The juice. Wow. You guys are sick with it, homie. You guys really. It's funny though, man. You guys are definitely sick with it, man. But I fuck with it, OJ was a legend, he wrote a book about it. He made, the funny thing is I was talking to a friend, and Orenthal is responsible for the Kardashians, Okay, I got a guess. Is this the real HLD? Let me just figure something out. Okay, hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. What's up, HLD? How you doing, brother?
To prove I'm the real HLD, I love Devin Haney.
Oh man.
What's going on, boss?
Nothing, man. I'm just kind of like a how do I say it? Like, I wasn't even gonna come on today because it was so awful last night.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm the only one, because if you look at my chat, everybody's talking about UFC. So what the fuck am I doing here?
Man, I was at a sports bar, bro, because I wanted to see that UFC. And so half of the place was watching that Top Ring shit, bro, and we're mad, pissed off, cussing, and it's bullshit. And then the other side, damn, what a knockout. Oh, shit. And I'm all happy and ecstatic on the UFC side of the sports bar, man. I got to walk over there.
Right, that's like going to a dead ass club, right? And you hear the other party next door just going off the chain. You're like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah, man. big baby. It was because you know what? It told me he was a total disappointment, because the guy, it's not like the guy was a runner. He didn't engage fighting, but he wasn't running. He was there he was a stump waiting to get knocked the fuck out. Big baby didn't activate. I a total disappointment in his performance last night. I definitely was not. I didn't like his circle. I didn't like what his vibe that he was trying to push either. It's like, I think this kid is not in the right place of in his life overall for this game. He's gonna fuck up. Unfortunately, the way I see it, he doesn't change his circles.
No, I hear what you're saying. Are you talking about his character?
His character, man.
The way he comes across as kind of a thug.
Yeah, well, bro, I mean, you got arrested twice in less than 6 months, and one for gun charge and one from 140 mile an hour police chase. I mean, that's not kind of a thug. You are acting like a thug. You know what I mean? So, and then he talks about it like, and he has no regrets, he says, bro. I'm like, okay.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, so I mean, but
have you Have you watched him before? Did you see his? Did you see the fight against Martin?
He was getting his ass kicked by Martin, bro. Martin was putting it on him, man. That he walked away with a win is I think it was in-house type of stuff that happened there, but or at least he would have wanted maybe by a round, if that. I don't think this kid is in the right frame of mind. I mean, he just said he doesn't care if he even becomes champion. He'll retire before he even becomes champion. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I've seen that. He has a real kind of lackadaisical attitude. He talking about retirement. He doesn't want to be in the sport too long. So that tells me, man, you're not willing to risk it all.
Nope.
And people, like Keyshawn, he calls himself the businessman. You can already kind of hear, like, when Devin Haney talks, he says if the business is right. And that's kind of that Floyd Mayweather era mentality.
That mentality, bro. Yeah, I didn't like it, man. I definitely didn't like it.
Now, you know what the other people will say? They'll say, oh, well, they're not supposed to get their brains beat in. Like, you want them to just go in and get their brains beat in and talk and be talking
it's boxing,
funny.
Man. Shut the fuck up. It's boxing.
That's the way I see it. Exactly. And me as a fan, yes. Why have we been told like it's wrong to want to see blood and guts?
Why are we watching boxing? So that these guys don't get hit and don't. We're watching because it's a fucking violent sport and we want to see fucking car accidents. Thank you. Yeah, you know who said it best yesterday? Dana White in the press conference. His job is to sell oh shit moments. That's his job as a promoter from Dana White. My job is to sell the fans oh shit moments. Well, we didn't get that yesterday from the boxing side. I mean, Abdullah Mason, he did what he had to do. He took the trash out. Mind you, the competition that he was fighting was not on his level. Actually, coming off a two fight losing streak. So, but he did what he was supposed to do and took the guy out. Right? That's what Jared Anderson needed to do yesterday. Take the trash out.
You know what? My pops hit me up last night and he said, "Hey, is there any fights on the Zone? Are there any fights on?" And I said, "I didn't even tell him about the ESPN fight." I'm like, I don't know, because I don't want him to be disappointed. Like he'll be like, "Man, why'd you tell me about that shit?"
He would have been cussing you out.
Yeah, I said, yeah, there's a DAZN pay-per-view next week, but I don't know about it. Like, I didn't tell him to buy it because I tell him what to buy and what not to buy. And I was like, because it's Davina Hanky, and if he buys it, he's gonna call me like, "Man, don't ever recommend that shit again."
I'm talking about this Devin Haney real quick, if you don't mind.
This is your show, man. This is your show, baby.
No, man, I appreciate you having me on.
Man,
congratulations on having a channel. I thought you've been having a channel. You know what I mean?
I did, but I don't really come on here like that. I like to just come on here when I want to come on here, and I
get talk. It, man. I get it.
Yeah, because you see how it goes in this community. It's just crabs in a bucket,
Yeah, I mean, I like joining panels. I don't want the all that. No, man. I totally get it. That's why I've never had a channel. Not to say that I never will, but
I think you should. Like, as long as you know what it is, man. You just can't get caught up in the shitstorm. Like, it's fun, but I try not to get caught up in it. But go ahead, man. This is your show, man. That's how I run my shit.
Look, man. I muted Ryan Garcia a few weeks ago on my X space, whatever. So I don't have, but his news feeds come through your shit no matter what. So I'm just before I came on the show, they're people are saying, "Oh, he's wilding out on his face and this and that." And I'm like, let me go ahead and check on him, man. And bro, this I don't know if this fight's gonna go through, man. This kid is off the chain wilding. He sounds buzzed, drunk. He's got a chick talking over there, talking about, "Can I piss on you?"
What the fuck?
Yo, man. Then after that, talking about God, I'm like, what? This kid is not right, man. I mean, whether it's be
Do you think,
promotional or not, I've had it with him, bro. Because I mean, there's certain things you just can't be touching and fucking around with, you know. And you're gonna be talking about you're gonna be with some hoes and drinking. That's fine, bro. But then, at the same time, you're preaching, talking about God and religion and all that stuff, and it's a total disrespect overall on that sense. I've had it with him, man. I don't know if but I don't think he's gonna make. I don't know, man. I don't know if he makes the fight. I really don't. I clicked off. I listened for like 10 minutes just to see what he's about, slurring his words, talking. This chick is telling him, like I said, bro, talking about wanting to piss on him and all that shit. I'm like, what the fuck? It's
nothing
crazy,
related to boxing, right? It has nothing to do with boxing. It's totally out of left field. Let me ask you this then, HLD, because and no disrespect, because I'm not young anyway. I mean, I'm not gonna put my information, but I'm pretty, because you're an older gentleman, right? I guess they call us old heads, right?
I'm an old head, man.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I look good, okay, but I'm an older head. I'm not young, but I'm not older. I'm in between. But one of the things I thought, I was like, but this is not for us. You know what I mean? This is for literally what Ryan is representing as a whole. Do they call them millennials? I think that's the term.
I don't know if he's talking to the wires. I think it's the Ys or
the Gen Ys, the Gen X. Yeah.
The whatever, man.
The influencer. He's an influencer. That's what he is.
This shit is beyond influence, bro. Like I see some, I've seen clippings here and there, like, because I don't follow none of these guys, but you see people talk about them on the timelines. Like there's that one kid, Sanat, something like that, right, or something like that.
Oh yeah, he's a streamer.
He's a streamer, or you got that other guy who hangs out on with he was at the UFC fight yesterday.
You're talking about Neon? There's like Neon, K-Sanai.
He's a white kid that's at UFC fights.
Aiden Ross.
That kid.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess, I don't know. Maybe they're out there a little wild or whatnot. I don't know much about them, but I don't think they do this type of shit that this kid is doing, bro. This kid is off the chain.
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. So it not being for us, right? Like let's just say, for the sake of argument, we're old heads. So it just goes. We're like, get off my lawn, we're those guys now, which I'm okay with, like I can, there's things I don't like that I used to like, right?
Oh man, I like to have fun, just like anybody the fuck else, bro. Let me just call it. I like to have fun, but I think I've always been. I'm a responsible in my priorities.
There it is.
And then
you're not getting drunk in the parking lot fun anymore. It's like,
no, man. Shit. I mean, and if I did get drunk and I have to open up the business at 6 a.m., guess what? Even though if I'm out all night, I'm there at 6 a.m. to rock and roll and take care of business. These kids are not like that. So, I don't know, man. I don't think. I think trying to say it's a generational thing. I think it's. There's still a decorum in life, and you handle your priorities. Work hard, play hard, and that's kind of like where I've always been at. I got no problems with the playing hard as long as you're responsible in your priorities and things, and you're not fucking nobody else over. But this kid is about to go to work, and I don't think he's ready for it, man.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask you. Is so if it's not that, do you think it's CTE? Could he be suffering from CTE, which is
I think he suffers from being a bitch from this new generation, bro. That's what so emotional instability, lack of a real father. Teach him how to deal with. Look, we all get depression, we all get anxiety. That's a normal part of life. You just got to know how to deal with it. Point out what's causing those things at the moment in your life. You got anxiety. What's causing you to get nervous at the moment? What it is, figure it out, and then push through. You're depressed. What's got you down? What's got you, that you're not, accomplishing whatever the fuck it is you're not accomplishing, and figure it out, push through, but don't let those two things take over your life. That's what happens. These kids don't have the tools to know how to deal with it. and so it becomes a monster. And then we want to call it, to me, I mean, this is me. They want to call it in mental health. No, I think it's just a lack of being prepared and taught by their fathers how to be a man, and that's just me.
No, I agree with you 100%. The only thing is that Ryan is in the spotlight doing this. You
Bro,
know,
he's fucking up big time, bro. You should, dude. That space, he's going wild. I tuned in for 10 minutes just to see, bro, and I had to get off. I couldn't listen to it. Then he's got people just kissing his ass on there, you know, and I'm like, what the fuck?
well, who are all those people anyway? Those people sound, because I did listen to like a little bit of a space. He was like going to give away a watch, and those people just sounded like brain dead. They sounded like followers, like, hey, Ryan.
They're instigators. They're those guys who are pulling out the cameras when you're fighting and shit.
Right.
You know, they're the ones who are, that type of shit, and just looking to create chaos, bro, and egging them on to the same, you know, enabling him to the bullshit.
Salute 18th Street, salute Impala, Gloctavius. Yes, I did. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the link if you want to challenge HLD. He takes on all smoke. No, I'm just playing. HLD's cool, man. He gets a bad rep, but he's cool as fuck. Like, we never, you know, he's just a cool dude.
I get a bad rap, bro. I don't know, man.
You get a bad rap, but you know, you're cool in my book, man. I've never heard you talk shit. I mean, talking shit is like just talking shit for the sake of talking shit, which that I want to piggyback off what you're saying now, Chuck D, because I'm trying to figure it out, right? I don't want to sound like the old guy, the old head, because I was young once and made mistakes. But I think what you're saying now, HLD, and I remember the biggest thing that stuck out, my dad taught me, he said, don't be a follower. The only time I ever got in trouble when I did wrong is if I was following somebody else. Does that, you know? You
it totally makes sense, man. These guys, I mean, he's in the spotlight. He's got a ton of money. He has no one to smack his hand and tell him, no, that's not the way it is, because his dad is not being a man about it. You know what I mean? So this kid is wilding out, and this is what happens when you have so much money that everything becomes an extreme, and no matter what the fuck you do, you're never gonna fill that hole in your life. You know what I mean? He's lacking substance of reality of what life is about. And
no, I'm just trying to piggyback. Like, you're okay, because what I was saying, what my dad had told me was like fake love, right? Like what you're hitting on. What I'm getting is like when I grew up in my circle, like friends going to school in like rough areas, was like always talking about like fake love. Like, you surround yourself with fake people, that's when bad shit happens to you. You know, Absolutely. It's like the backstabbers, the worms, people that are gonna snake you, take your money, take your woman. You know, because when you reach Ryan's status, you're gonna be surrounded by fake love.
No, he's got that chick on him right there, man. I don't know what. I even heard water run. I don't know if they were. I don't know what the fuck, bro. It was weird. You know what I mean? And yeah, bro, when you got that money, yeah, you could buy pussy all day. You know what I mean? No shit, you can. But he doesn't. Look, he was looking for validation from this hoe, man. Tell him I'm the best. Tell him I'm the best. I'm like, dude, are you that pathetic?
Well, it's just like this YouTube game. I'm just a little channel, and but a lot of people want to be surrounded by fake love. They think that that's real, that these friends are real, and they want to hear people agree with them and tell them how great they are. And I think you feed into this fake love syndrome where you think that it's real, not realizing that when you lose or something happens, then these people that are around you are not going to be around you anymore. It's all going to be gone.
That's what I was thinking about Baby Anderson yesterday, right? I'm like, you know what this guy needs? This guy needs to lose. He needs to lose ugly and get a reality check, and maybe getting off the floor, you know, starting over again when he's not going to get that next paycheck anytime soon. Maybe that'll wake him up and tell him, you know what, these people are bad for me, and I got it, and not only that, but I got to fucking take care of business myself. But I don't know, man. You know, Ryan Garcia is a disaster. That's all I can say, man.
Well, you know what, I seen it. Did you play sports growing up, HLD?
Absolutely.
And you know what I seen playing sports in rough areas is the most talented kid never made it. because they would just get, coaches would be on their dick, and
They get
uh,
coasted, bro.
yeah, exactly. People give them a pass for everything, and they just get so arrogant that it's gonna last forever.
And they
And then
don't.
these kids end up getting in trouble.
Nope, they don't know how to survive through the shit, bro. And when shit hits the fan, and nobody hands out, gives them a handout, what you gonna do now, motherfucker?
Yeah, all because you could hit a baseball, all because you can catch a football or dunk a basketball. People will ride your nuts, or in boxing because you can beat people. I seen it like in the gyms, man. Like all these coaches will start like taking a kid to lunch and picking them up after school. Like, what kind of shit is that? Like, I never catered to a kid. I'm like, yo, I am not your friend, homie. I'm not here to like pump your head up. When you do good and you work hard, then I'm gonna give you a high five.
You're gonna
But
earn everything, and yeah, it's a high
exactly,
five, right? I'm not. Doesn't mean I'm buying you the next, whatever PlayStation 5 or whatever the fuck it
exactly,
is.
yes, that shit happens.
Nah, man. And unfortunately, we got this new, this new generation raising kids thinking, oh, you want to give them everything my mom and my daddy didn't give me, and all that type of bullshit. And it's like, yo, man, uh, not everything that our parents did was bad, man. There's a lot of good stuff in those learning lessons of life and the struggles and shit. But they don't get it. They don't get it. They think that it's a bad childhood, and they gotta now recompensate it with their kids.
Well, yeah, certain athletes can do it. Like, the top. Who's an example? Canelo Alvarez. You look at a guy like Dimitri Bivol. You don't see these type of antics that you see with these Andersons or Garcias.
You know what I was listening to today, man? I was at Mill City, and he was interviewing Stanionis.
Okay, Emilio Stanionis.
147. And nice guy, man. Humble guy. Not braggadocious, but all you were hearing in the chat, even the guys who were asking him questions, bro, they were like, man, what, like they want him to be, braggadocious. They want him to like, no, bro, this guy's from I think he's Lithuanian, and their culture is humble, hard work, not opening up your mouth, being all, not being Keyshawn or whatever the fuck you want to, compare him to over here. He's just humble, man. He just wants to go to work, grind, and let his hands do the talking. And over here, we're, everybody in the chat, and those who were talking to him were, you like scolding him for not being, yeah, I want boots, I'll kick his ass, and blah blah blah.
Right, right.
Man. That's not him, bro. You never heard Loma talk shit like that. You don't hear the Joker who's talking like that. Maybe in a press conference he'll give a smirk of something because they talked to him, but he's not out there, trying to be something that he's not. And that's the difference.
Take this newest champion, Fedora. Even after his win, he was still, a humble guy, just congratulating you could tell nothing's gonna change about him.
No,
he has a good family structure. That he's gonna work hard. I mean, it sounds like being a hater, but to me it's not being a hater on Ryan Garcia or Baby Anderson. It's just what you see, right? Like, you see what you see. Especially if you deal with kids. I don't know. As much as I
talk shit about Devin Haney and his dad Bill, we've been at it many times. One thing you got to say about Devin Haney, above everything, the flashiness that he shows, blah blah. That's what the kid is disciplined. The kid puts in the work, and he doesn't fail at that. And that makes him more special than most out there because of that. Because Ryan Garcia is not doing the same thing. He is not putting in the work 24/7, eat, sleep, and shitting his profession. And Devin Haney does. And I respect that from the young man. On everything, that I do respect. Because he's putting in that work. Is it the best work?
Yeah.
The best promotion? That's all extra stuff. Is he the best? That's other talk. I'm just saying the kid puts in the work.
It's kind of a fine line, because you got to put yourself out there. You got to promote yourself. Like what they say about Crawford. One thing that he never did was promote himself or get out in the media. And even Earl Spence too. He really didn't seem like a self promoter. But then when you do promote yourself, then people are gonna attack you. Oh, he's out here talking about this fighter, that fighter, like what David Benavidez is doing, right? Kind of clout chasing Canelo, and then they see him out being drunk. So it's kind of a fine line, Like it's really hard to walk that line between when is it good and when is it bad to promote yourself.
When it's when they announce your fight, that's when you start then barking. That's to me. That's when you start barking. That's when.
Hello? Okay, we lost HLD. Click the link, hop back in. But yeah, HLD has a great point, about Ryan Garcia, is that people are not excited. And it finally hit me. And I'm like, why am I not as excited for this fight? And that's kind of the reason, is that, he's doing all these antics, and boxing fans it doesn't appeal to boxing fans. It appeals to a certain people, to the streamers of the world and influencers. But as far as boxing fans go, boxing is a brutal sport, man. You can literally get killed. You can get hurt for life in there. And maybe Ryan is suffering from CTE. Maybe he couldn't handle a loss. He's doing real. You never cared, and you're a boxing fan. That's sad. Haney being compared to Stevenson, Garcia, Davis. Let me do something real quick, and I'll add who's ever behind. Just want to make sure that we don't get any, Fugazis. Hello, HLD. Is that you?
Yeah, I don't know if it was me or what happened.
Nah, it's just StreamYard, man. StreamYard, it just malfunctions. Yeah,
no,
like your phone will get overheated or something. You gotta be. It's like you even gotta hold it right for it not to mess up. Salute at Muck, Quentin. But yeah, HLD, are you okay? Let me ask you this then: are you excited for the fight? Because the chat, people don't seem excited for it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not at all excited for the fight. I'm curious to what's gonna happen more than anything. Just curious. But am I excited? No, I'm not excited at all. I don't. After what I just heard a few minutes ago from this young man, I'm not at all excited. And
are you gonna? I mean, I'm not trying to pocket watch, but are you gonna buy the fight? Or are you gonna go to a bar?
No, that's not a pocket watch. That's an honest question. I'm not gonna buy it. What I've been doing is my favorite fighters that like the Canelo fight coming up. I'll buy that one. I'm watching that one either at my home or at one of my family's house. We're gonna be buying. But like I did yesterday, I wanted to see the UFC, but I'm not all into it, but I wanted to see some of it. And I went to my local sports bar, and eat and whatever, drink fine, and spend the money like that instead of having to pay for a pay-per-view. So I think I might go to the sports bar to watch that.
I think that's what I'm gonna do, because you reminded me. I'm like, damn, I haven't, because I don't know, something happened where. I used to go to fights I watched in movie theaters or Buffalo Wild Wings, but I haven't really seen it promoted where the big fights are being shown at these places anymore.
No, not a lot of places are turning that down, and the thing is, it does cost money, man. I mean, to host it at your place costs a few $1,000s for you to get the licensing to.
But Buffalo Wild Wings used to even. I remember I went and seen there was a fight, Juan Manuel Marquez versus Tim Bradley. Like, that's not a big pay-per-view, but Buffalo Wild Wings was showing it, and I went. I had to watch it from outside. It was so packed, but I haven't seen that. That was like 7-8 years ago. I haven't seen that, and I have a Buffalo Wild Wings down the street, and all they show is UFC now. And I'm gonna be honest, man, I don't like the UFC crowds, or at least when I had been, I didn't care for them. It was just all these like bald-headed white dudes that were wearing Ed Hardy shirts.
They're a different crowd, man. They're not hardcore.
Okay, it's not just me.
They're not hardcore like us boxing fans are. That's one thing. They're not totally hardcore like boxing fans are. You know what I mean? It's more of a groupie thing that goes on. You know, it's the clique, and I think that's what it is for the most part. But hey, whatever, you know, they're happy, they're willing to see it. Good for Dana White and UFC. But I'm not excited for the Haney fight. I'm not.
And that sucks, man, because I was excited for Tank and Ryan Garcia. I was actually excited for that fight.
It gives you, that fight gave you a different vibe than this one. Then this one right now, the way after I heard this kid, no, man, and everything everybody else has been saying, no, man, I think this kid. I mean, I don't know, man. It's a curious fight. Who knows what shows up? I'm expecting a Devin Haney Kambosos 1 type of fight. Been saying that.
Oh my goodness.
That's what I'm expecting. You know, and surprise me, Haney. Knock him the fuck out. Surprise me. Make me a fan, damn it. You know what I mean? Make me a fan. You know, if you're gonna go put it out there and beat the living shit out this dude, and then go ahead and do it, man. Let's see that happen. That's what you said. He's a C-class fighter. Then show me you're gonna do a Mayweather Gotti. You know what I mean?
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah, show a Mayweather Gotti. Show your level. Because
Exactly.
Ryan is not supposed to be. Oh, I'm so. You know what? Let me say something real quick to the chat. Salute a muck. Sobers, you have to manually type it in. I'm not going to do these verticals anymore because of that, unless I learn how to pin something. But you have to manually put it in. Did you do that, HLB? You manually.
What I did is I had to do a what you call this shit in a second. I did a screen select and then I copied and pasted it from there to my browser. So I don't know if you guys got a Samsung.
Yeah, you have to do some extra shit. My bad. I won't do the vertical stream.
I had to literally just copy and paste, put a square around it, copy and paste it. Then I put it in my
It's a little work, man. I'm gonna make y'all work today. No more for the vertical streams because you can't even really engage in the chat, and most people, they just want to talk in the chat. But
right.
It's sad, man, because Devin Haney is supposed to be the next Floyd Mayweather. Now, I'm not saying he is, but as far as in boxing,
the popularity goes and what he is, right?
Yeah, no, he should, right? He's like 30-0. He's been undisputed. He's a 2-weight division champ. He's fighting. He fought Loma. He's trying to fight the top names. You can't take away his accomplishments, but he just doesn't have that effect. He just doesn't. Floyd fought Diego Corrales. He fought Jose Luis Castillo, and those were much better fighters than we've seen him in the ring with. And Floyd Mayweather, so. when he fought Arturo Gatti, I remember my uncles. They were really into boxing at that time, and everybody was excited. They were like, "Oh, that was an ass whooping," and that makes people fans. And this guy, you have to be on that level. For me,
dominant. Look, you don't have to knock everybody, but dominant performance, like an ass whooping, like damn, like what Shakur did to Jamel Herring. That was an ass whooping. That type of performance he needs to be putting out. So you don't knock out the guy, but you beat the living shit out of him.
You make a highlight reel. Like, what did you say earlier? The wow moment. I'd never seen that before. Or
when have you sit on the edge of your chair watching Devin Haney?
Never.
When has he made you get up the fucking chair? Like, damn! Unless you're one of his fans, and when Linares rocked him, you got scared.
Well, that I remember.
Every fan of his got up for that. You know what I mean? Oh shit! But you've never seen him like, oh damn! You don't see that.
Well, even fighters that I remember, Zab Judah and Shane Mosley, I remember they had those moments. Shane Mosley had, when he was a younger fighter, they had those moments. I remember my uncles, everybody cheering when Mosley fought De La Hoya.
When Zab rocked Mayweather, bro, and he had him stumble there, you're like, oh shit! I never seen that from Devin.
Is it just me, or is it? You could see the Zab Judah's actual speed and reflexes.
Different animal, bro.
and you could see Shane Mosley visibly. You have to watch a younger fights when he was like at 135. Shane Mosley was blazing fast. He fought with ferocity. You just have to watch it. Who was the Mexican that Shane Mosley knocked out like at 135? Was it Jose Luis Ramirez or something like that? He was like supposed to be a killer Mexican.
I can't remember. I'll be honest with you, man. I was just talking to Zab yesterday, man.
Oh wow!
And yeah, over there on Mills, I was talking with him, and he has this belief, and I'm like, yo, Haney is not on his level.
Oh, he even says that as far as
I
just
say
like
that.
eye test
I say
watching?
that.
Oh, okay.
I say that. Haney's not on his level. Today they were talking about Abdullah Mason, and the kid but kid has got 13 fights, and he did what he was supposed to do. Great performance yesterday versus a guy with a 2-loss streak going on. So he's not fighting guys of his level. They're doing the same thing with Emiliano Vargas.
Right.
Even that Carmel Morton, his name is Carmel Morton. He fought somebody of his own level, and we saw the war that he had to do to win that. I don't know if you saw that fight.
No doubt. Yep.
And it was a guy on his level, and bro, he had to dig deep to win that fight because that kid wasn't going away. So that's but this anyway. He was talking about it, and then we're like, yeah, bro, Abdullah Mason is not on it. Kid's got 13 fights, and he's not on your level. He is not on your level, man. There's a difference in the athletic prowess of these some of these other specials from other times. But Haney, I mean,
you just don't see it. You don't see that speed,
I don't see that
power, that athleticism.
No.
Salute, just another. I don't know who that is. I don't know if you're a real person. Say something.
¿Puedo ordenar un pizza?
Man.
No, I'm fucking kidding, dude. I'm kidding.
What's up?
Yeah,
what's up, Amok?
Yeah,
that's Amok, HLD. You know HLD Amok? He's a YouTube legend.
Yeah.
Man, damn, bro. I never heard that. Damn.
You are, man. You go to war. HLD has some known wars. What's up, Amok?
Yeah, how's it going, man?
No, it's good, man. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, sorry for the little silly intro,
It's cool, man. It's all fun, man. You gotta have fun here. You gotta have fun. What's your thoughts, man? What you got on your mind?
Well, here's my thoughts on the thing, because yesterday I seen someone linked in the Discord, the Never Sober's Discord, and I was watching episode 3, the DAZN, and I was watching and I was realizing the narration, like they're blatantly trying to make him look crazy, and that's fine and fair, right? But they're trying to paint this picture that, like, I know he's not Christian, but like, those back in the day videos of like a good Christian man, they're trying to do that with Bill, but you see him getting and I know he's high because his pupils are dilated. He's going to these black supremacist channels and he's high as shit, and they don't even bring that up.
Yeah, I see what you're saying as far as Bill Haney going on those LDDC channels or whatever they are.
Yeah, so like they're trying to play, he's the innocent kid and blah 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 for the Haneys, right? It's really It's weird. It's weird and strange because I understand, Ryan is making himself look crazy because he is crazy, but like
he's nuts, right?
Yeah, but they're both nuts. All three of them are fucking nuts if you think about it.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're only painting the picture for one side, but they're not doing it for these other two guys. Like, the fake Muslim, eating baking burgers and shit like that, marrying a former high-end prostitute. Bro, like, it's crazy how biased it is, dude.
Let me speak on that real quick.
Go ahead.
Even those who are of the whatever belief you are, I'm on the Christian belief side. None of us motherfuckers are running and walking and talking the Bible studies. You know what I mean? So just like you have imperfect Christians, you have imperfect Muslims. You know, you got Ryan Garcia right now. He's over here, bro. I don't know if you were on the show. I was just on his face on the same, like, in the same paragraph of sentence, him talking. He's got a girl telling him if she could pee on him. And then he's talking about God the next moment.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
You see what I mean? So we're you know, are we all imperfect? Just like there are imperfect Muslims, there's imperfect Christians, and that's just the way it is. I think when we say Muslim, a lot of people take it that you got to be so hardcore, and the truth is, a lot of Muslims are not like that hardcore. Just like a lot of Christians. Me myself, I know I ain't no damn saint, and I don't eat, sleep, and shit Bible talk. You know what I mean? So let's keep that real in a sense. But as far as the perception that you're saying, yeah, maybe they're using that to their advantage. Maybe they're trying to bring in a bigger crowd, which the Muslim community is a big crowd in the world, and maybe they're trying to get those eyeballs on him. You never know. That's maybe what they're doing.
But yeah, they're painting this weird persona that really doesn't exist, because behind the scenes, there's videos of the Haney's just in these black supremacist channels saying these weird, implying these weird shit. You know what I mean?
Oh no, there is no doubt. Like I said, I mean, both sides of the fence are guilty of certain shit. Do they use it to their advantage? Yeah. Do they do a lot of shady things? Absolutely. But am I surprised that no? Am I over the top of no? Because I mean, like I said, we got this Ryan Garcia talking this crazy shit, bro. If I was in front of him, I swear to God, I'd punch him right in the fucking face.
I mean,
stupid.
What do you think is worse, saying crazy shit or actually doing crazy shit?
When you're a person of influence, your word carries. And right now, Ryan Garcia has the attention of many of the youth, and as we see, a lot of us in our here in America, Christianity is so watered down, and many non-believers, if that, in our own Christian homes, kids are not. So I think his words are very influential in a negative way. That the Haneys do things bad, well, so is this other kid. I mean, like I said, that's for God to judge of your actions. But as far as the influencing goes, to me, your mouth has a lot to do with it. And if you're putting out some bullshit, you influence other kids and other people. Like, man, fuck that, fuck Christianity. You know what I mean? They're gonna say that. Look at it, it's a joke. So I see both sides of the coin in it, my friend.
Yeah, same here. But it just seems like they're try to shed some light on one of the side being, how do I say this? I'm just gonna be transparent about one side being autistic, but they're both sides are actually being autistic. Like when you're watching the episode 3 thing, Devin Haney went shopping and he was getting all the shit that he liked and blah 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 blah, and he gave it to some family that in need and shit, and he was being a whole awkward about the entire situation. Like, he didn't even know what to say. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, if you got a brain, you know what's fake and what's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Like, it was obvious it was done, for the clout. You know what I mean? It's just weird.
Hey, it is what it is. I'm not gonna fall too much on that, but when it comes down to it, Frank was asking, "Are you excited to watch this fight this Saturday night?"
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I'm more excited for the ONE FC event than the Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. Only because I know that ONE FC is gonna give me a lot more entertainment value than any other combat organization.
I'm just curious. I was just telling Frank, I'm just curious of what's gonna happen. And because I'm part of this, the boxing community, I like to talk with you guys and everybody else. You got to kind of see it to know, so you can know what to talk about on these panels. But if Ryan Garcia would have been focused the way he can be or should be, I think a lot more people would be thinking this would be like a mega fight, and because of all this fucking around, I'd be surprised if this fight actually, if they pull it through, man. I'd be really surprised. Well, I wouldn't be surprised something happens from here till Saturday. The fight is canceled, postponed, something. He shows up all fucked up, drunk to the press conference. Somebody pushes somebody for some odd reason, and something happens, and they suspend the fight or whatever. I wouldn't be surprised. They're not selling tickets anyways.
Yeah. I don't know.
That would be a big black eye, man. But go ahead, Amok.
I don't know. To me, it just seems like, how do I say this? It's like, I would say Ryan he's scattered-minded. He's naturally scattered-minded, from the videotapes that I've seen of him. Well, the videos, should I say. He seems to be scattered-minded, and I think things like this help him be focused. I think he's kind of like Rolly, where he needs to feed off emotion and use that as fuel. I mean, I could be wrong, but I mean,
I think Rolly does he does the real job of acting goofy in front of the cameras. I've seen Rolly not in the spotlight. He's not that character. It's not him. You know what I mean? This what he does on camera is literally that a persona. He's a real good dude, a real humble dude at that. But if you don't, hey, he's the guy who he has no place being in the spotlight, bro. You know what I mean? So he's a super overachiever. He shouldn't be in the spotlight. He's done something that nobody of his skills has any business being, and that's being a world champion, regardless of how he got it.
I mean, he has charisma, but it just comes off as autistic. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, he's not the brightest kid, man. Let's just put it that way. We know that. But most boxers aren't the brightest people either, man. Most aren't.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of head trauma being involved, so I mean, you can't.
And that's why I mentioned CTE. One of the things I had said is that, Roberto Duran was crazy, right? Didn't he have his episodes? Mike Tyson went crazy. My thing with Ryan is like, people that went crazy in boxing, but he don't come across as like, I'm doing it because I'm a beast. Does that make like he comes across as a goofball? Like it's not, or like when Tank Davis does it, or these other guys, it's because they're like thugs. They come like what you said about Baby Answer, and he's coming across as a thug. Like, oh, I got caught with the gun. I got caught with weed or drugs, or you know what I'm saying. But Ryan is on some goofball shit. Like he's just coming across as like a goof.
You know what's sad? That Ryan Garcia being, if he would have been a level-headed dude, you know what I mean? A win for Ryan Garcia would be better for the sport than for Devin Haney. As far as
I said that,
I definitely agree with that. Yeah.
If he was, but this Ryan Garcia, no man, I cannot tolerate another fight camp of listening to his dumbass with this shit. Get him out of the sport.
Yeah, he's just scattered-minded, man.
Devin Haney surprised me, bro. Knock him the fuck out. But then
I don't think he will.
That's what I'm saying. You don't. That's what I'm saying. You got to surprise me, surprise me, because I don't think it's gonna happen. But it is what it is. I have little confidence in Ryan beating him unless he catches him. And maybe he'll make at this point from everything, especially after what I just heard a half hour ago, man.
Well, I mean, it's possible. It's possible because if you sit down and think about it, that style is vulnerable. Well, Devin, let me rephrase that. Devin's style is vulnerable to volume, and if he does get hit with the random shot of Ryan just happen to just throw and lands flush, he might get dropped or knocked out.
That you said one thing that Ryan is not. I just watched, I think day or two ago, the Ryan Garcia Duarte fight. And two things I noticed in that fight. One, he fought off the back foot pretty much the entire fight. And he is not a volume puncher. He's a fast puncher, quick counter puncher, powerful single puncher, but he's not I didn't see volume. And I think that's if you saw that Hitchison and Limos fight, what the Limos have? He was a volume puncher in your ass all night, and Ryan Garcia is not that. I don't unless he changes up this game that he's gonna be, going at it, minimum 60 punches around. I don't know. I don't know if I think he'll let Devin Haney get too comfortable in his ways and pocket shot him all night long.
I mean, I can see it possible because that dude gets overzealous, and sometimes he'll start swinging. But you are right. He's not like Rolly will just keep repeatedly doing that.
He's not Pitbull Cruz. Let's put it that way. You know what I mean? Pitbull's he's coming forward, but he's throwing and throwing and throwing and throwing.
He has the fast hands. He just
no doubt.
He needs to be taught to do that, but I don't know if Derek James is that trainer to actually implement that in his game plan. If I'm gonna be honest, I think Derek James is gonna implement a game plan for him to lose.
I'm not gonna put it too much. I think this kid he's already set in his ways, and
that's true. That's a good point. Yeah, that's true.
That's Shields.
Yeah, I think I made my verdict. I'm listening to you guys, and I'm like, you know what, man? I kind of don't want to buy it and then regret buying it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I bought Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, I was like, okay, I'm happy with this purchase. I'm not going to regret it. Like, when I bought Benavidez Plant, I kind of regretted it. I don't know. Something I was just like, I wanted to see him knock Caleb Plant out. But then when Benavidez fought Andrade, I was like, damn, I'm glad I didn't buy that because he just quit. Is that just me, or do you guys feel the same way when you think about buying an event?
Well, for me, Demetrius Andrade, he's definitely overrated. And if I'm be honest, I never thought he had a chance. Prime for prime, I definitely think like Billy Joe Saunders or Caleb Plant would beat him. That dude went life and death with Jack Colquet, dude.
Yeah, but he's talking about how you go about wanting to buy an event.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get at. But if you want me to speed through the chase, then if I'm going to buy an event, it's got to be two competitors that have a resume at the top of their game and actually have a resume at that weight class, not just one magically going up.
I'll be honest with you, man. I stopped being a simp to the sport, and what I mean to that is, it's just like the movies, man. I'm not gonna go to the theater for every damn movie that comes out. It's got to be something that I want to see. Like that last that Tim Zufandora card fight, I didn't buy it. I didn't think it was pay-per-view worthy, and I didn't buy it. I heard people say it was a good card, and it's great. But there's many great cards that Top Rank puts out and DAZN puts out without me having to pay for that shit, all that extra. So I didn't buy it. I just buy what I feel that is worthy for me, and that's that.
How do you figure it out if it's worthy for you? I'm curious.
If I like the two fighters, if I think it's a fight that I've been wanting to see a matchup with, if it's my favorite fighter, obviously. That's the only way. Like, I know that Munguia and Canelo fight, I know it's going to be an action-packed fight. It helps out that it's on Cinco de Mayo weekend, so the families kind of get together and whatnot. And so, regardless of the fact, it's just it's a good, fun war fight. I expect Canelo to beat his ass, but I do also expect Munguia to be going out on his shield. So I know it's going to be a fun action fight, and that I can appreciate it to what it is. And so for that reason, I'm going to get that fight. I've never bought a Tank Davis fight. Let's put it that way. Never. I don't think none of his fights have been pay-per-view worthy. And I'm trying to remember if I saw that Ryan Garcia fight on a group.
No, that wasn't to be fair, that wasn't a Gervonta Davis fight. That was a Ryan Garcia fight.
Nah, either way, man. I mean, I'm just saying, I've like this Frank Martin fight that they're gonna have on. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No, that's a garbage fight though. Like Frank Martin, his last win was a gift decision against a random.
I'm not excited by it. You know what I mean? So for me, pay-per-view has got to be, maybe a good unification fight of two good fighters. Obviously,
Yeah.
if Benavidez fights Canelo, I'm and that happens in September, definitely gonna be picking that fight up.
Yeah,
I got no problems with
that's a
that.
must purchase.
Right, I'm gonna watch that. Tio fighting Haney, if they do that, I'm gonna buy that. Now, anybody else after that, I'm like, oh my god, I gotta buy it. If by the grace of God something happens that they say, oh, Eddie Hearn dropped the money for Crawford to fight Boots, I'll buy that maybe because they'll probably want to do that on pay-per-view.
Yeah, but it's like if Crawford fights Isman at Madrimov, that's not pay-per-view.
I'm not buying that shit. I ain't
Even
buying
if they
that.
stack the card. Even if they stack the card, I'm not buying it. Like, I'll be honest, man, I didn't buy Canelo Ryder. Like, why was I gonna buy that? I did not buy Canelo Ryder.
Well,
that was
let me stop you right
man?
there, though. Let me stop you right there. You shouldn't have bought it. You're Mexican descent, right?
Yeah,
Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
man.
yeah. Well, then you should know that we don't need to pay for it. They're gonna show the. I'm not gonna give away the channel, but you know what channel they show that Canelo fight for free, dude.
No, but I'm gonna buy Canelo Munguia. I bought Canelo Charlo, and I was disappointed that I would kind of regret it. I'm like, damn, why'd I buy that Charlo fight?
Oh, you bought
Even
that
if it is
fight?
Canelo. Yeah, but that's what
Sorry
I'm
for
saying,
laughing,
man.
bro.
There's a term when you buy something and then you regret it. It's called
buyer's remorse.
Yes, buyer's remorse. And I
You
just
want to know what I call
buyer's remorse for Haney Garcia. But go ahead, Amok.
You want to know what I call it? I
Let
call
us
it
know.
extortion. I call it extortion. That's all they're doing is extorting the fans, dude. I'm just keeping it
No,
real, man.
I don't have a problem with paying for things that are worth it. Like HLD said, Canelo Munguia is gonna be a banger.
See,
it just is.
I used to buy. I used to pay for the UFC events, right?
Yeah.
And slowly but surely, they started adding a lot of ads. So it got me thinking, like, why the fuck am I
I've heard you
paying?
say that.
Why the fuck am I paying to be bombarded with fucking ads, like as if it's the fucking Super Bowl? On top of that, when the best play against the best in baseball, football, basketball, that shit's free. When I want to watch combat sports, hey, guess what? $89.99. You want it in HD? $10 more.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here, man.
Just a background about me. I watch boxing with my father, so sometimes he'll come over and he won't. If I stream it, he'll leave. He'll be like, "What the fuck? Why are you being a bum? Like, just buy that shit." He don't want to be doing that. So I'm kind of the same way. That's just how I am. So if I might have people over. If I have people over, I'm not gonna stream it. I'm gonna buy it, and because I feel like kind of like a bum. People bring food. Because it's an event, like Haney Garcia is an event for me. So, I would buy it if I had people over, but then I don't want to have buyer's remorse. So that's all I'm saying. Like, I understand what you're saying about, your
extortion.
Which you're purchasing dollars, but other people, like if they come to my house and I'm streaming it, they're gonna look at me sideways. So, so I actually buy the event, and that's just, for certain fights.
Well, if you grow your channel good enough, you know what I mean? You could start having your own private viewings and, have people, yo, man, $20 a pop, and everybody.
You know what? I hear what you're saying, but for me, when I want to just drink my beer, talk with my family, I don't want to be streaming, I want to have fun with the people.
No, I
me.
get that. I totally get that. So.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, for those fights that you like for this Saturday's fight, like,
yeah.
Damn, man. I mean, I'm not shelling out no $80 for that.
Well, I'm like you. I might just go to the bar and watch it, justify it, and go to the bar to see what the crowd is. I haven't been to a bar for a fight for a while, but because it's exciting. Like, I remember, like, the last big event was Gennady Golovkin versus Canelo. I was at a bar and it was popping. It was fun. Like, ultimately for me, it should be fun. I don't want to have to stream it and, like, it's lame for me. So I want to buy the fights.
That UFC,
I just don't want to have
bro,
buyer's
yesterday
remorse.
was banging, bro.
Yeah, that's
bro. Holloway
wanted to talk about.
So Gaethje in the middle, bro. It was like last 15, 10 seconds, bro. And pop, 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 bam! Like damn. And then in the last fight, bro, Pereira, oh, that dude, he got kicked in the nuts, straight in the nuts, bro. And the referee was about to say timeout, and he just put his hand out like, get the fuck away, bro, and proceeded to knock the guy out immediately after that. I was like, damn. So everybody at the place, bro, was like, oh shit. But I don't know if we're getting those moments in boxing, bro. They're very few and far between.
Well, here's my issue with boxing nowadays, especially paying for the pay-per-view. They want me to invest in their product when they don't even want to invest in their own sport. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean that's what most people say now.
They need to hit a reset, bro. The bottom line is the majority of all these champions have benefit of an overpay scale for the last few years beyond what they're really worth.
I think it goes far back than just 2 years.
I said few years. You know what I mean?
I think it's more than just 2 years.
I said few.
Oh, okay.
And for example, when the zone came on the scene, they started paying everybody buku dollars. Devin Haney was not worth $3 million. He doesn't bring that to the fight. Not in front of 3,000 people. No, and the viewership for him were very. But Eddie Hearn, because he wanted to make a splash, he was doing that. And if you notice what Top Rank does, they don't fall for that. You want that much more money? Then all right, man, go free agent, man. We got a machine going, and we're gonna keep it within what you bring to what the budget is from the viewership that you have, and that's that. Right now, Shakur Stevenson, he's a great talent. He's amongst one of the superstars or stars of the stars of the sport. And guess what? Arum, after his next fight, yeah, he's a free agent. Apparently, he wants more than what they're willing to offer. So, go ahead, test the waters, brother. We're not gonna overpay. We know what you bring. We know your viewership and what you sell. So, if Eddie wants to overpay you, that's him. But his business is gonna go to shit because of it. But we'll see.
Yeah, I agree with that. These guys, like you said, they gotta wow you. Like I said last night, even if it was free, I was still like, damn, that shit wasted my time watching that fight. And then I hear everybody, oh my god, that UFC was so dope. Da 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 da. Like I don't care if they get paid. They just have to entertain. How many entertaining fighters are there? Inouye, he's entertaining. Who else? Is Tank Davis entertaining? I think he's entertaining, but
yeah,
he's not top level guys.
That's why I don't watch it. And not to say that Tank is boring, no.
I don't have a problem with paying. I don't mind paying for it because look, I've grown up paying for it. It just I wasn't around when it was free. I know people say it used to be free, but
it used to be free. But like another thing, when the pay-per-view first started, they used to give you future stars and the blueprint. They would give you some creative matchmaking. It was a product. It's like UFC. The product that UFC is giving you right now with all these stacked, cards.
Dominates.
Yeah, that's how you think they came up with the idea out of nowhere? No, that's the fucking HBO blueprint. They took the HBO blueprint, ran with it, and developed their own sport. They invested in their sport. You know what I'm saying? So my issue with the UFC, because it's different from boxing, is that if I'm gonna pay for the pay-per-view, I don't want to be bombarded with fucking ads like the Super Bowl. And then my problem with boxing is you don't even want to invest in your own sport, but you want a certain, dollar, and it's not even worth a fraction of what you're offering or what the price that you want for it. You get what I'm saying?
Look, right now we got Stanionis. He's on the undercard of Canelo. And you also got Mario Barrios. You would think that those two guys were to be the ones fighting each other, and they're one guy's fighting another nobody, and the other guy's fighting another nobody. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's an excellent point. Yeah, of course. Like, I could give you a perfect example. Like they're talking about they were saying, the Fedora, Tim Zoo, Earl Spence, and Crawford, right? All four of those guys, right? And I knew they weren't gonna fight right away. I'm like, they're gonna stretch this out. They're gonna milk it. They're gonna, Fedora's gonna be out. They're gonna have Earl a tune up. Crawford's gonna go in another direction. Like they're just milking it. They're literally gonna milk it.
Way too much.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Zoo comes back. He's gonna get a kind of a tune up, and Fedora's gonna get a little tune up, and they're just gonna stretch it out so they can get a couple money fights in, and then maybe they fight each other sometime next year.
Man, I want that ship to sink. Let it sink.
Like think about Boo Tennis, right? They said he signed with Matchroom. Everybody's getting panties wet, right? But you know what's gonna happen. He's gonna get a couple easy fights, and then they're just gonna milk it.
Yeah, I mean, in that case, it's a little different. For the reason is, what's available at 147? What are there's only maybe 3 names right now, and I hate to say 3 because I don't think Mario Barrios is all that at all. I think it's Stanionis and Boots right now, unless what I'm thinking what's gonna happen, and I wouldn't be surprised, is that once Crawford vacates those belts. What was that?
Yeah, you're talking about for the welterweight?
Yeah, there's no other names.
No, there's other names.
What? Who?
There's Crowley, and then there's the other guy people keep forgetting about, Giovanni.
Santillan would have to build his name on that next fight with Norman Jr. Make a splash, but I don't think they're big. They're big names though.
Yeah, that's because
they're just you know what I mean. They're scratching the surface. They're not big names.
Well, that's because they're only pushing a certain geographic of people.
I think once Crawford drops his belts in the next whatever time that is, I wouldn't be surprised to see both Devin Haney and Teofimo move up to 147 and get those vacant belts. Devin Haney will fight Mario Barrios for the vacant WBC belt, and maybe Teo fight whoever is in line for the WBO.
Wait. So you're saying that Ennis is a big name?
He's the biggest name at 147 right now.
What was his pay-per-view sales on his last fight?
It's not about even pay-per-views. That doesn't make him a star for me. Tank Davis pay-per-view doesn't make him a star for me.
You're saying he's a big name, but
he's a big name at 147. Is there a bigger name at 147 than Boots?
So what was his pay-per-view sales?
Again, who is a bigger name? I didn't say superstar.
Yeah, well, that's what makes you a big name.
No, man. Right now, if you mention 147, who's the biggest name at 147?
Okay, well, so then what was his pay-per-view sales?
Can you answer my mic? Who's the biggest name at 147?
I can't answer your question if your question was designed as a straw man.
It's not a straw man. There's only one name that's big right now.
You're trying to say that he's a big star, but he...
No.
You're trying to say he's a big name.
You said that.
He's a big name?
My man, you said that. He's the biggest name at 147.
So what's his pay-per-view sales?
Teal's not a superstar, but I think he's the number 1 guy at 140.
I don't know. All these guys need to fight each other. None of them are superstars.
Nobody said you keep, bro, man. Who said superstar?
Yeah, but you're trying to overlook certain fighters.
There's nothing to overlook. I'm just saying that he's the biggest name at 147.
So because you feel that he's the biggest name at 147, he shouldn't fight these other fighters?
I didn't say he shouldn't fight. Who's talking about he shouldn't fight anybody? He should fight everybody.
Exactly. That they need to fight each other. They need each other.
But he's the biggest name. At 147. That's all. I don't know how hard that is, bro. If you go in line, who's the number 1 name at 147?
He's the biggest name. I would say he's the most.
Santillan? Who? Right?
Okay, well then, what's his pay-per-view sales?
Like, you don't need to have pay-per-views. Teal doesn't have pay-per-view sales.
Big name.
Teal doesn't have pay-per-view sales.
You're basically implying that he's some, household name.
No, my man. I think you get caught up in all that.
No, you're getting caught up.
You are, because you're the only one talking about pay-per-view sales.
You're saying he's a big name.
He's the biggest name at 147.
Yeah, that's what you feel, though.
Who's a bigger name than Boots at 147?
At 147?
Yeah, go ahead. Name me one dude that's a bigger name than Boots at 147?
Well, there is no big name at 147. That's the thing.
Who has a bigger name than Boots at 147? Nobody talking about pay-per-view, man. Get off that gas.
That's what a big name is. That's what you're
implying. Man. All right, Devin Haney's got 3 pay-per-views coming up. Is he a superstar?
What is his pay-per-view sales?
That's my point, bro. Get off that gas. Who has the biggest name at 147? Can you answer? Who's known more? How about I put it? Let's take away the word big because I think that's
known more. None of them are known. None of them are known.
Who's more known than Boots at 147 right now?
None of them are known.
Come on, man. You're not now. All you're doing is trying to act.
So if I walk down the street and be like, "Hey, you know who John Essen is?" You're gonna look at me like, "Who the fuck is that?"
You're talking about casuals. When we talk about the hardcore casuals like you and me.
That's what makes you a big name.
Well, my man, no, it doesn't, man.
You're talking about
in this community. Everybody knows that Boots is the biggest name at 147 right now.
The most marketed. Even then, is just like he really don't have a name.
He's got the biggest name amongst all hardcores at 147 and hardcore casuals.
What's his pay-per-view sales?
None.
Exactly. These guys need.
So you need major pay-per-view sales for a guy to have a name, bro.
That's what makes you a big name. That's what the
Are you kidding me?
That's what it implies. Being a big name. That's what it implies.
Hey. Who is Monster Inoue a superstar?
In his own country.
Is he a superstar?
In his own country.
Is he a superstar?
I don't know. What's his pay-per-view?
How many pay-per-views does he have, bro?
I don't know. That's a good question.
And what are his numbers?
I don't know.
That's my point, man. He's the biggest name at 122.
What the argument is? I mean,
I don't know, man. I'm just trying.
You guys can both be right. He's not
I'm just saying that. Who's the biggest name at 147?
He's a popular person to the hardcores, but he's not a big name.
He's the biggest name at 147.
You guys are both right. Like, yeah, he's a big name at 147, but he's not a superstar.
He's not a superstar. I can agree to that.
Yeah. That's why I don't understand what the argument is. It's like
he just believes that saying that he's got a big name.
No, you believe
is that I'm implying that he's a superstar, and I'm not implying that at all.
No, you believe that he's a big name.
He's the biggest name at 147.
That's not saying much, though.
It is what it is. It's like going to the dance club and maybe a girl who's a damn 5 is the prettiest girl because the rest of them are 2s. That doesn't mean she's the 10. Is that she's just the prettiest amongst the ugliest ducklings, bro? That's all it is.
Yeah, that's why they need to fight each other.
Well, that's a different argument.
That's not the different argument.
That is a different argument.
You're saying, oh, he's the biggest Santillan, he's the blah, blah, blah.
He's bigger than Santillan, day and night.
Bro, no one knows who these guys are. They need to fight each other.
Santillan is less known than anybody, bro, than Boots, to put it that way.
Bro, Santillan has a better resume than Boots.
He's not known. He's lesser known than Boots.
They need each other.
I think you get offended that I'm able to just put out that Boots is a bigger name than a paisano, bro.
Yeah, you think you're trying to imply he's some big pay-per-view star? He's not a big name.
Than Santillan.
Not a big name. He's more popular, but he's not a big name.
Santillan has an opportunity to make a splash.
You would be able to tell me he's a pay-per-view star, but you can't even admit that.
I already said he's not a pay-per-view star.
Yeah. So you feel that he's a big name, but he's not.
He's a bigger name than Santillan.
He's not a big name at all.
He's a bigger name than Santillan. I bet you Santillan's contract. I bet you Santillan's contract doesn't even tickle what Boots just signed.
Okay.
I want to talk about numbers. That's what I'm saying, my man.
Yeah, I mean they're both. I mean, yeah, Boots he's obviously got to build a bigger
profile.
A bigger profile because he hasn't been active. But who knows if that's going to happen anytime soon unless he gets like Ben. He's not getting Crawford, so he's kind of stuck in no man's land unless he moves up to 154.
Man, they're both. Let's be real. They're all unknown. None of them are household names. They need to fight each other, and maybe they might create some buzz after fighting each other.
Right, but in boxing circles, we know who he is. So
but we know who they are. But the problem is, the average person doesn't.
Well, that's why you need a name to fight you. He fought Crawford he probably still wouldn't be known, but at least he'd get a bigger profile.
Yeah, but that's part of the process is, to fight each other to become a potential big name.
Yeah, I think we all agree that needs to happen. That's kind of why we're talking about what UFC does. That's how this all started. How UFC does it is the way to do it, and boxing kind of just misses the boat. And that's how this came up, because we're talking about the undercard. How Barrios is fighting some. Who the fuck is McDonough? Is that who he's fighting?
Yeah, Is that Madonna's little cousin, or who's that?
It has to be.
Yo, man, Mario Barrios is better known as the guy who fucked Figueroa's sister, bro.
But that's the thing about boxing is they milk this shit, man. They milk it. But look, man, I try to think like a promoter and a manager, and I would do exactly what they do. If I was managing Boots, I'd be like, why would I want him to fight Crawford now? You just find a new deal. Let's get him some good money fights, and then go for a big name. And if he loses, at least he got a few good paydays, right?
Look at Matias, right? He signed he signed right now with and he had every bit of an opportunity to fight Tio. Not only the first time when Tio offered him the fight for February, but about 4 weeks ago, before he had this deal with Paro, Aram contacted Eddie, and they already said they already have plans for Matias. So he's gonna now fight Paro, and I'm like, why are you guys talking about that? You need to build up the fight to fight Tio. Fighting Tio is that build-up fight. You knock him the fuck out, you the man. At least at 140. And they're juicing out. They're gonna fight Paro. They're gonna go to Puerto Rico and whatnot. And so they're gonna juice it.
He's not a walkover, but it could help build his profile if it's an exciting fight. But if I'm Matias' manager, I think I'd do the same thing. I think I would, if they're willing to pay you to fight Paro and build the fight up, then why? And you're pretty sure you could win that fight, not easily, but somewhat. Then I think you do it.
And that's what they kind of do. Look, if you're gonna pay me, just throwing out a hypothetical number, Matias is gonna fight Paro for 1.5, right? This was put out that number. And then to fight Tio, it's maybe 2.5. How many more Paro fights would you rather take? You know what I mean?
I'd take 2 or 3 if I can.
Right, you take 2 or 3 of them because that's exactly what Canelo's talking about when it comes to Benavidez. There's nothing to gain as far as legacy, guys, because the guy doesn't have a belt. There's nothing to gain. All the Benavidez could bring to the table is cash. Bring the cash and I'll fight you, because you're not bringing legacy. You're not bringing something that I need. He doesn't have it. Bivol has more than Benavidez because he wants to get that lick back. He wants to get the belt. You see, there's more to it than that for him. But so
that got me going. You just like kind of had me brainstorming. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, Colon doesn't fight David Benavidez, but he fights the winner of Beterbiev and Bivol.
I'm okay with it.
Will he still be ducking?
He's not ducking. You can't duck a fight that's not been put on the table. Let me tell you something. I'm not a big follower of Canelo.
I don't disagree with you, but the narrative's going on.
No, I mean, I'm not a big Canelo fan, but I happen to understand the business a little more than the average person and see how things work. It's boxing is not competition first. It's business first, and it's business driven always. So if he's gonna get $35 million to fight Munguia, knowing that I'm gonna beat his ass, why wouldn't I take my $35 million? If I was gonna get $35 million to fight Charlo, the older Charlo, why wouldn't I take that easy payday? $35 million.
Yeah, but part of the issue is that they were saying he was ducking the Charlos for years.
Guy's been fighting other people, man. He's been fighting champion after champion. I don't see that.
Yeah, but it's just the media and the narration.
Here's the biggest fact when it comes to Benavidez, and coming into March, Mauricio Suleiman was going to mandate Benavidez to be the mandatory. Mandated is different than being just in a mandatory position. That means that the board of governors have ordered you to fight so and so, and it must be done. And that's what was going to happen this past March. But 2 weeks before March, Benavidez decided to go into negotiations with the guy he's fighting at 175. So he didn't want to be mandated. So what does that tell you? There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and I think they're still building up to that fight. I don't think PBC's got the money for that fight. If you just look at what Canelo did with Plant, he did $55 million guaranteed, plus the pay-per-view, revenue sharing, plus the gate. So that man for Plant nearly made probably about $100 million. How much you think that the Benavidez fight is worth?
A fraction of that, to be honest.
That's a much bigger fight than the Plant fight.
No, you're talking about Oh, I thought you were comparing the Canelo Plant.
Right. If he made nearly $100 million with Plant, all said and done, how much more is the Benavidez fight worth? Because that's going to be a much bigger fight. That fight is bound to make over $1 million. So, there's a lot of business. Unfortunately, we're never going to understand it. There's a lot of things behind the scenes, and it is what it is. There's a saying by the WBO president: the business of the boxing is not the fans' business, and that's Paco's words. Barcelos. So
yeah, but
it is what it is.
I also want to see Benavidez fight these other guys as well. In the meantime,
well, look. Let's make one thing straight. If there's anybody deserving to fight Canelo next, deserving wise, competition wise, Benavidez already earned that. He beat Boo Boo, and he fought Plant, right? So I mean, I think the other guy is more than deserving.
Nah, Boo Boo. I mean, first of all, Plant was Canelo's leftovers. That's one. Two, Boo Boo just like he didn't do jack shit at 168. If anything, Morrell is more deserving and has a better resume at 168 compared to Andrade.
What did Munguia do to deserve the fight?
He stopped Ryder.
That makes him deserving to because he beat Ryder, who retired afterwards.
I mean, that makes a lot more sense than, Andrade getting some magic shot for no reason. Morrell wanted the smoke. Morrell has been looking more entertaining, fresher, and looking invincible at 168 compared to Andrade.
The way you say it, Andrade.
I put his name on purpose. You know what I mean? It was like a 37-year-old prospect or some shit like that.
But it is what it is, man. I mean, it's the boxing, the business of boxing. It's beyond anything we have clear understanding of, because there's a lot of moving pieces behind the scenes. But just know that it's business driven first, and if us as the fans want to have any control of it, only buy what you want and forget it. Don't watch what's not worth it, and keep it moving.
And to be fair, Plant wasn't really even deserving either to fight Canelo. But the only thing, if I remember correctly, the only thing he really had was a belt, wasn't it?
Well, no, that's not the only. That is the thing, bro. That's. Look, I'm a firm believer that if you are a champion, you're most deserving to unify and to be dethroned. And that's that. So if he's a champion, he was most deserving to unify versus Canelo, to unify or to be dethroned, and he was dethroned. And I got no problem with that.
And another thing, we got to realize a lot of these fighters don't have control. So like if your eyes at Pitbull Cruz, right? Like what do you do? Like if I was his manager, I would say, hey man, let's get you paid, defend that belt against the minor opposition, right? On a get a little milli payday. Now that you're a name, let's milk it, and then offer you up to Stank Davis, and now you can ask for more money. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, the issue is that these competitors, like, you know, like in order to be a challenger, they got to fight each other. But instead, they want to sit on their hands, waiting for a Willy Wonka ticket and spread out smear campaigns.
Well, no, but I'm just saying, if you're thinking like a manager, I'm just trying to think like a manager or promoter, because a lot of, like David Benavidez said, he doesn't have control over his career. He said that on a podcast about fighting Better Vivo. He said, well, I can't really make the decision to go fight him on another network. Like, he said that. So, like Isaac Pitbull, he doesn't have control of his career. So a lot of times we have to be fair and think like that too. I'm just throwing all that out there.
You know what Pitbull Cruz is? What's going on with Pitbull Cruz right now, right?
He's actually talking about going back down to 135.
Right. They're gonna get together this next week, and they're gonna decide if it's worthy for him to just vacate the 140 belt and go back to 135. And what's the reason? Because they know he's a small dude at 140, and the possibilities of him losing for less money at 140 instead of challenging a rematch with Tank Davis to make more money and lose that route, which way, you know, lose for the most amount of money. I personally think if I was the manager, I'd turn Pitbull Cruz into the next Tank Davis, fighting him crumbs and bums and filling out stadiums for the big Mexican crowd that are backing him up hardcore. Exactly. And fuck it. He'll sell out everywhere he goes, bro. It's people. It's people.
He's huge now. You know what? But Amok, you know Santillan's giving up his booty, right? To Norman. He's fighting Norman Jr. Crit. He's fighting on Top Rank, I believe. So Santillan, he has a tough fight coming up.
You think so, man? I think Santillan's gonna knock him out.
Brian Norman Jr.
Yeah,
he fights like grab and jab, you know, like very ugly, very. You
saw that last fight? How many headbutts there were, bro?
Headbutts, elbows. I gotta wrap it up, guys. This was a great topic, man. Please, I'm not gonna do vertical anymore, so we can get more engagement. But I appreciate HLD coming on. Amok, you know, Amok likes to bang. You know, Amok's a cool dude. Come back again, man. I know you really don't join that as much.
Before you do that, what do you mean by that? Because that sounds kind of sus the way you say it.
He said what he trying to say. He said trying to say he's seen you at the Diddy parties, bro. You heard he be at the Diddy parties, bro.
No, it's all good, man. I like that. We could disagree, and but you know, it's all fun, man. It's all love.
Yeah, absolutely, Frank, man. Appreciate having me on, Papa.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you, Amok.
Peace out.
I'm gonna sign off soon because I really don't like this vertical stream and I gotta go. But thank you for joining, everybody. We'll come back. Do you guys want to do a Haney thing before you guys go? Should I come back on for a Haney preview?
What day you wanted to set it up for?
Probably like Thursday night.
Give it a time or something, and we'll. Post it on your thing. You know how you can post it that you can say, "Hey, I'm coming on live that day" or something like that. Like a sketch. I don't know how you guys do that shit, but you can schedule it and then everybody can see.
People excited about it, and I don't even know how I feel about it.
No, you know, it's worthy for the talking the shit part, bro. You know, I mean.
Okay, yeah. You know, you're right. They're gonna do the weigh-ins, so we could do something.
Hey, there you go, man.
Rivals and weigh-ins. Okay. Salute.
Weigh-ins or press conferences. Either way, my man.
All right, man. Well, Blaze, shout out everybody. Blaze, Quentin, Pachuco. HLD, Amok, everybody in the chat. I was just trying out the vertical sober, Don Ramon. Yeah, man, we'll do something for Haney Garcia. And yeah, man, hopefully it gets better. Let's hope the fight happens. How about that? Let's hope the fight happens. But yeah, man, we out, man. Thank you for joining. Peace.
You know what I love? Oh my god. Sorry. I just love a good roast beef sandwich. You know.
There's the left right. Romero in trouble along the ropes. For the second time in the fight, Romero barely standing. There's a left hand by Cruz. Romero retreating, eats another left and right. Esau Cruz teeing off on Rolly Romero. Flush shots to the face. Final 20 seconds of the 7th round. Can Romero survive?
I don't think so.
His title hangs in the balance. Oh, there's the left right. Romero in trouble along the...
Oh, excuse me. It was my keys. Yes. Oh, excuse me. It was my keys. Yes.
What are you talking about? You know?
What did you make of his comments, the Mexican thing? I didn't really understand it.
Yeah, like, well, I'm a flat-footed Mexican fighter. Look, if you're calling me a Mexican fighter, I find that as a compliment, you know?